Okay, so, as Goddess Nyx, walk me through this man that walked on to North America, Western Europe, or Russia. We look different. You walked on either above the equator or you crossed a wall that you are never to cross. So defend yourself. Answer me these questions. What do you expect to accomplish by being with children that don't want to breed with you? What is your purpose on the lands? Oh, so your purpose on the lands then is to poach. Poach and steal. In the Congo, where your color people, I've noticed, come from, they have their own force to patrol their lands and keep whatever it is that they do down there. But I know that poaching is a word that they use and they take very seriously. POACHING. They have a kingdom slave fund, being that they are refugee status. REFUGEE, which means should they encounter a problem or an encroachment, ENCROACHMENT, or a foreign something that lands in the designated lands that the placemat was sectioned for their people to keep them safe. Should they encounter a poacher, someone to encroach, somebody who invades their lands, they have a White Kingdom representative to call to report such things, and then the White Kingdom arms are deployed as national White Kingdom security representatives to help the referee accounts that are colored skins that may or may not speak English the way that Western Europe, Russia, and North America, being Canada and 50 postage stamps called the United States of America, White Kingdom. So now I'm just curious. I have no problem helping the refugees that need referees to not be taken advantage of outside and south of the equator. But now why has anything that looks like it belongs there, why are they on White Kingdom's lands? That is a direct violation of being a service client to the White Kingdom. You want help, you want food, you want weapons, you want money, you want help, like whatever. Anytime in the future, you violate White Kingdom's laws at any stretch of anything that looks like you, and you jeopardize your entire whatever color you are, and wherever you belong, they get punished when you allow travelers and gypsies. So now why has this gone on so long? I'm just curious. If there's been crippling economies and crippling effects of people not being cared for elsewhere, I have to secure White Kingdom first, and apparently there's a lot of people in the United States of America for several generations that don't want to leave. They stormed the shores, and then they started shouting at everything white, saying, you need to house me, clothe me, feed me, and I'm not leaving. You're going to teach my children. I'm going to take jobs from you. I want a gun. I want to be housed in like bunkers and stuff. I'm going to take the beds. I'm going to poach the beds from the white kids, and you're going to take care of me, white daddy. Because that's all you've done. If you look from the Continental Congress down the scope of reality of what actually happened, because here I am, 1978, and I have no job, no national security. Before I arrived, I had the black people who made landfall, had children here to then have some kind of paper, like safety net, which they don't have. The white kids don't have safety between jobs, national security, and future. Why the fuck do you think they're gonna afford you a dime, stupid ass? It's bullets first. White kids get money, food, clothing, shelter first. That's the way kingdom law works, fucking idiots. So now, I'm just fucking curious where you get all this, like, false sense of security, like we don't have to leave. Really? Because we've been telling you for generations now, you have to leave. Take whatever you earned and go help your brothers across the ocean because they're getting squeezed real fucking tight for allowing this nonsense to go on and not backing up White Kingdom where they fucking need it to get your stupid fucking asses offshore. To loosen up the kingdom to help the people who really need it that are starving in Africa. They're starving for attention because black NFL guys want to kneel on one fucking knee and make billions of dollars in, like, entertainment and totally ignore the people and their ancestors that they came from. Looking down the scope of reality, black people, that's exactly what you fucking did. So I don't know why you keep saying, like, Black Lives Matter. Really? Great. Get on a fucking boat. Drain your bank accounts, go over and help your fucking people that need fucking help for generations while you needed to get some fancy education and so on and so forth. Fucking useless pieces of shit. Starving your relatives. I mean, and then blaming it on the white people like we were holding you here. No. We're shoving you out the door. Here you go. We can't get rid. Here's your hat. Here's your coat. Bye. Don't tell them like we were nice. Tell them that we were a piece of shit. That's great. Keep it moving. Just don't stay here and keep calling us pieces of shit, because, like, we're getting really fucking tired of it. So, here's another reality check poacher on White Kingdom, U.S. territory. I can't give you a job in the service. The reason why I can't give you a job in the service, that being the army that moves, being the Navy that has ships, or being the Air Force that flies rigid, approved aircraft, and some cargo planes. I can't give you these jobs because it's against national security. National security is for White Kingdom of Continental Congress paintings of non-facially disfigured whites that started the government and had the money to start the government for the northern half of the world that they own. They are Western Europe and they're Russia. And they're every ocean known to man, they own it. And they own the security and the safety of it. So I can't give you jobs in anything called national security, U.S. Air Force, not even Jap crap or China or Korean crap can I allow in the armed service, because you confuse the other whites thinking that you're both the same, which you're not. You got to go back to where you belong, which is not in the United States and not in Western Europe or Russia. We have a little landmass, we put a wall up, that's where you can go, or it's going to be another problem on a whole nother scale. So here we are, and now that we know where we all belong, if I give you a job in this national security, this army, this navy, or whatever we call it in other places, there's engineering and God science that you're not allowed to know, because in the history of man, you've moved lands, you've stolen jobs, you've moved your way in. It's now documented on my scope on the way in to where my life was going to wind up because of how much fucking stealing and poaching you assholes did from the white people who are like, why are all of a sudden, like, why are they all, like, targeting us? Yeah, I don't know, the fucking bullets in the head. Anybody who, like, came to the office asking questions would have been the better way to go, buckshot. But here we are, year 2020, you fucking didn't get the message or the memo. There's telecommunications. If you give anything color that doesn't belong and knows it doesn't belong, because they seem to learn the laws faster as criminals and then hide things from the natural-born citizens that belong in White Kingdom. They tend to learn things, steal things, and then not pass the information along to the white kids, going like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why are there so many changes? Yeah, okay, here we are. I'm ready to tell you now. I mean, I would have told you before, but everybody was ignoring the white chick, the white goddess, God forbid. So here we are, and I can't give you something that has to do with the phone because your colored self, being caramel or dark-skinned, has a tendency to then treat the white kids like shit and steal and poach more and then call attention to other things. You then get yourself into uniforms, even though you're not allowed to. But that was because first you got people into jobs they weren't allowed to have, educations they weren't allowed to have. Then you got corporations. Then we got into the army. Then they, even though they're not allowed in the army, they got themselves in. Once they got themselves in the army, what did they do? They wanted to learn engineering and communications, which they're not allowed to learn. It's a white god science. If I give you the job and the education, you're going to go out and only teach your people. That's a problem for White Kingdom, who owns the fucking grid and the science. Time and time again, you've proven you only care for yourselves, you steal the information, and then you take over and hurt the white kids. We don't hurt your black ass or your caramel ass or the other white meat with the facial disfigurement. We actually are the good guys who you always call when you can't trust your own people. Fucking idiots. So here's the thing. I don't have to give you, you're not entitled to a kingdom spot. All white kids get jobs in Army, Navy, Air Force, National Guard, because they have to guard the star goddess, the immortals, the prince, the queens, the counts, the whatever. They have to guard their education, their children, their children's children, and their grandparents were expected to do the same for them. Here's the problem. We had people who don't belong in lands and other people that won't send them the fuck home. And then it just gets worse and worse each generation. Then they get into government. Then they change the laws to better suit themselves than the white people. Then they start making it, I mean, it is like fucking holy fucking hell in North America right now. Between what Canada's got going on with like all Muslim moving in, like who the fuck told you all to move? You're like Middle Eastern. You are not allowed, you are on the same fucking roadmap as the blacks, the caramels, and the facially disfigured white, dumbasses. We tolerate you, but if you stay home, not once you start fucking moving. Because you steal, you get into like say an army position, then you get another one into a navy position, then all of a sudden you get somebody in an air force, then all of a sudden you want the branding changed, you want to be part, like